stay tough. This life ahead of you ain't easy, it was built to be rough. But that's what makes a personality, is tragedy, bruh. So keep your head on your shoulders, now we ain't out here moving rocks.
Hello everybody and welcome to Dynamic GT League's Not Amused Championship for race 5 of 9 from Brazil. Go! Alright Ray, how you doing?
I'm doing fine. Yeah, I did 10 seconds. You've just wasted it.
Yeah, I know. Well, that's exactly the same as what happened when last time I was with a woman. I said I'd had 10 seconds and it was spent taking me socks off. So there's the championship standings, everybody. Yeah, I had an extra 10 seconds so we could have a bit more time to go through them. We ain't going to go through them at all now, are we, really? Other than to say Jason is absolutely flying, 20-point lead up at the top from SGP. And we've got a few ties across the board, around 4th and 6th place. So what are your expectations from today's race then, Raymond?
I don't know. Well, what would the expectations be?
My expectations would be understeer, as we see Steve F1 on pole position. He was ill for practice and wasn't there, but came and slapped up a lap time. Good enough for pole. And in 2nd place is SGP, who, is that a livery change or is his car just getting dirty?
I don't know. We never know with him. 3rd place for Demonar. And thank God we've got the markings on the road. And 4th place for Move Over, Connor.
Alright, Jason, championship leader. Understeer is the word of the day. Next to Jason in 5th place, whose car doesn't seem as chromy there. Maybe it's just a shadow. Art Pal in 6th place.
Yeah, it's alright. Purple
Loser!
Purple Buckle Alarm, 7th place. Followed by Fish Fingers Twilight in 8th.
And then we've got Gary in 6th place, all on his lonesome. Now, unfortunately, we have got a few drivers missing today's race. Rich, Jimmy, Bob, Dave, and a couple of others, which is a bit of a shame. But we're going to be racing anyway, as Gary's gap is taking up the rear. Oh, misses. So here we go then. We're at 2 lights, 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights. Let's get ready to rumble. Here we go. Oh, it's a jump start. No, it's not a jump start from Demon R. It's a lightning start. He's up into 2nd. He's battling Steve F1 for the lead into 1. And he's going to try and take it as well, side by side. And here comes SGP to try and get in. But he can't do it. So it changes up at the front. Wow, what a start.
Yeah, good start from Demonar there. I think SGP kind of done Steve F1 there, because Steve F1 couldn't keep it as tight as he wanted for on Demonar. So, yeah, I think SGP gave Demonar a wee helping hand, as we see Steve F1 closing up in the braking zone into turn, I think this is 4.
That was turn 4, yeah. Yeah, what you say about Steve couldn't keep it tight. Well, sometimes when you're ill, you can't do that. Now, turn 6, this is one of the corners where we could see a lot of understeer throughout the course of this race. In this car, it's a tricky car. Steve F1 having a look up the inside. Although he may be going for a bit of a defensive line. We've talked before when we've raced here, haven't we, about how drivers need to cover off the inside because other drivers will go for the gap. Although up at the front 4, it looks like they're all being well behaved at the moment, actually.
Yeah, the SGP is a wee bit more closer to Steve F1. It looks like he's just dropped back from Demonar. See how he's run out at the final corner. Here is. Not using up much of that curb. He's staying off the curb.
Well, maybe with not having much practice, he's not had much time of going over there to see what the car handles like. Demonar has opened up a bit of a gap now at the front. Jason coming under a lot of pressure behind, with SRI behind, Gary right behind him. Conrad's on the racing line still just ahead. Jason going defensive. And he definitely isn't chrome here, is he?
No, it doesn't look chrome.
No,
it's white.
Well, the green was chromed last week, I'm sure it was. Has he dulled his paint?
They'll polish that.
Yeah, he will. What was that noise?
What noise?
It was sort of went.
I don't know.
Oh, no, do I? We're still recording, we're still going. So Arpal making a move on the mat of Jason. maybe he was just thinking that around here with the sunshine, a chrome paint job might be a little bit too reflective. Twilight having a look at the inside. SGP's all over the back of Steve F1 here on the pack cam. Jason still side by side with Artpal. That should allow Conrad to pull away a little bit. Or Jason understeers a little straight on. And as I said, understeer will be the name of the game today. Just given the nature of these corners, so many. Well, it's interesting actually because these braking zones in this middle sector, some would say the braking zones are like on corners.
No, not really.
No. Well, that's the thing. The fastest way is to brake in a straight line before you do any turning. Oh, Gary having a look up the inside. Yeah, so if we see drivers getting...
Or do you trail brake a wee bit?
Well, you see, in these cars, no. I must admit, when I did a few laps, I did find that you're better, like for example, turn 1, you're better off braking a bit early and then being gentle on the brakes and being able to come off the brakes when you do your steering. Jason going very, very defensive, and I don't blame him. He's got Gary next to him and SRI. Gary's got a little bit straight on, understeer again, or switchback going on for SRI. A little bit further come. So can Jason brake?
Yeah, but these fighting. Oh, Gary a wee bit wider. With these 3-4 fighting behind, that'll give him that moment to like just forget about his mirrors. But SRI's kind of close back up on the back of him.
Yeah, well, given the current boost setting, with this amount of drivers, 5th place will be the first. Well, will be the last of no boost, I guess. So Jason. Yeah, he may be able to not look in his mirrors as much, but cars will catch him up quickly. But, I mean, he's been able to catch up to Connor, hasn't he? So that brief half a lap has really benefited him now. As they're 2x2.
They're not. Yeah, it's not really spread out like I would think. So after a few laps, so.
Well, we'll see how
all the
it goes.
drivers doing well.
Yeah, we've got 21 laps to go. There's still plenty that could happen.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, through Young Cow they go. Now, in Formula 1, we saw Perez using an interesting line through these corners, or that corner. We'll see how drivers get on the run up the hill. Now, being ever so close to the back of a car like Artpal is to SRI, you get a good slipstream, but also you can't see anything. So as SRI's up behind Jason once again, he does not want to be overtaken on the inside, does he?
No, he's protecting that inside line.
Oh, it's worked. Has it? Yeah, it has. He's done well. I mean, if he can carry the speed through the corner as well, because, oh no, he's not going to be able to. He's dropped back from Conrad, look. Yeah, so going defensive at 1 has compromised him big time. He'll have to go defensive again. But that's all right, having a look. He's having a look on the grass. Oh, dirty ass.
Yeah, it was good awareness of how close we were getting to the braking zone, and SRI didn't forget his braking point and take Jason out.
Yeah, absolutely. They're still side by side with Artpal tucked up behind them. Jason on the inside here. I must admit, I'd prefer to be on the inside here than the outside. Oh, SRI with a little wobble. May have been assisted wobble. Jason, once again, for a brief moment, can focus forwards, but he's got a little deep. Oh, Gary now all over the back of SRI. SRI all over the back of Artpal, who's ran a little bit wide. All side by side into Young Cow. They gonna go, are they yet? Oh no, we're not into Young Cow yet. We've got a couple more corners.
Yeah, SRI is that he's trying to put the foot down. You can see him, his rear end squiggling about with the power and the lack of grip.
Absolutely. The thing is, once you start wiggling the rear end about, the front end doesn't have. Oh, Jason spinning around! Oh, wow. He saved it nicely. I think Twilight might be in the barrier as well. I think he was in the barrier. He survived well, so we're going to have a look up at the front. So Demon R's opened up a bit of a gap to Steve F1. SGP in third with Conrad trying to hunt him down in that slipstream. SRI now trying to close in on Conrad, and with having a breather behind him, may well be doable in one corner by the looks of things. Gary's got a little deeper.
Where's Gary gone? I only seen Twilight.
He was just having a look at the outside of the track. Okay, Conrad got a little bit of a run on SGP, but I don't think SGP needs to defend yet. Although Connor's having a bit of a late look. I don't know if that was a late look or whether it was a, I'm going to move so I don't hit him, I'm not sure.
Or it was, I'm still behind you, but I'm going to make you shit your pants going into that corner.
Well, could well be. Okay, so SR, oh, Twilight, gone deep. Oh, Jason, easy pass for Jason there, it was Twilight. Got that, yeah, you know it, understeer. Interesting, Conrad having a look at turn 4 has now compromised him, hasn't it? It's cost him some time. That's all right. Excuse me, all over the back of him. Oh, but another wobble.
Yeah, he's just putting a heavy right foot down, isn't he?
Absolutely.
He's already went defensive on Jason. Here coming up to, was it Young Cow?
Young Cow, yep. Oh, he's gone deep. Connor's gone a little deep. SRI went a little deeper. Jason went a little tighter, got a bit of a run, but here comes Art Pal, Twilight, Gary. The Jason and SRI are now side by side. Connor, who are you going to give your slipstream to? Pick out of Jason flying. Oh, I think he may have been tagged into Connor. I think, yeah, Gary was an Art Pal were right behind Jason. I think Gary may have got a bit deep on the brakes. Tagged the back of Jason there, sent him into Connor. That's compromised Connor big time. Well, 2 places. Art Pal's up to 5th now. Jason up to... So Jason actually gained. I suppose he didn't go off the track, did he?
No, and if he was assisted, then is it really his fault?
No. I mean, well, no, we've talked before about if you get hit through a corner and gain, you shouldn't gain. But if you get hit into a corner and you don't go off the track and you get, I think it might be all right. Okay, Pat Cam looking at SGP, looking at the back of Steve F1, because with Connor now gone, SGP's got a bit of a breather. Connor's not gone, he's just there gone. Now up behind Art Pal. Now, I mentioned earlier about the braking zones and being in the corners. Something we may see from the drivers here is different styles of braking. Some may brake earlier to be off the brakes when they turn. Others may be on the brakes fully later for longer. I suppose both can work as long as there's nobody in front of you that you might kill. Oh, SGP's got to run.
Yeah, I was about to say, he's got to run out that corner. He's lined him up well. Is he going to go for a move into turn 1? Would you go for a move into turn 1 or go for a move into turn 4?
I think if you've got the opportunity to go for it in 1, then you can go for it in 1. Or do what SGP's doing here, set him up. Connor may have got a little assisted wide. But yeah, so SGP sort of went with a different line. But he's gone wide!
Oh, no, he's wide! That's got to be a penalty.
Well, it depends. Did he slow it down while he was out there? Oh, I thought that was the penalty marker popping up on the top of the screen. It wasn't. I was about to go, no, we didn't. But it has compromised him a little bit. I mean, he had a good run, just carried too much speed. But yeah, so for me, I think if you can get almost side by side into 1, go for it. Because if you can get through into 1 and pull away...
He's going tighter. Is he looking?
He is.
He's still going tight.
Don't understeer.
Oh, I thought that was near enough a corner cut. I thought all 4 wheels were across a white line.
Curb. Depends on whether you give a penalty there, I suppose. But yeah, he was definitely having a look. But yeah, so in answer to your question, yeah, I'd go for it in 1 if I thought I could pull away to 4. If I didn't think I could pull away to 4, I'd wait until 4. But I actually think it's harder to make a move on 4. You have to already be side by side, really, for me, to make the move in 4, to really make it stick. Because if you're going for a late move in 4, it means you're hard on the brakes, you're late on the brakes, and your maximum speed is going to be quite low. So if the person ahead is aware of you being there, they can keep a higher speed and get a better run to 6. SGP that has dropped off a little bit as Jason's still in 4th now with Conrad up his chuff. Gary there as well. Gary, contact with Connor again, I think. Oh, and SGP has got a penalty now. I wasn't looking at that screen. Go on.
He just cut turn 2, just ever so slightly.
Ever so slightly, and it's going to cost him a second in the penalty zone. So, oh, pow! That was the noise I was on about. If you didn't hear it, you might be making it. But
I can't hear me.
It's like a Windows or a Discord, notification noise. You'll hear it on the race video. I bet you're probably getting messages. So it looked like Art Pal was definitely a little late on the brakes down at 4 and missed the corner. Thankfully, he missed everybody else as well as Connor. Might be taking a different line into the Bico de Pato. And I must admit, I personally am a fan of the much wider entry into the hairpins in the middle sector. The only thing is you can't really do it. Oh, Connor doing an SRI, trying to get the power down early, got a bit sideways. So taking the wide entry, personally I think it's the much faster way. That noise,
what?
It was a bit like that noise. Oh, SGP's penalty up the hill has cost him big time. Jason's on the attack. Jason's on the move. Go on, what was you saying? Sorry.
I just had to move my audio's box around.
Fair enough. Okay, so Conrad went a little bit deep there. May have been assisted. If he was, I think that might have been 3 laps in a row. But yeah, SGP's 1 second penalty at the start of the final straight, which is a bit bendy, which is why they're actually called bendaways. That's what they call a straight that's got bends in it, it's a bendaway. It's not it's not a crazy weekend, that's why. So it cost SGP big time. Oh, Conrad's wide!
Oh, Conrad. He's went straight on.
Yeah, he's survived. He's still going. He is there just about. That's I was saying earlier about turn 6. I really would not want to be on the outside of turn 6 because all it does is pull you off out wide. It doesn't even suck you off. Okay, so SGP behind Jason up at the front. Demon R has opened up the gap a bit to Steve F1. They're running first and second. We see them there. Then we've got Jason in third for his championship battle. This will do him well. SRI going a little deep into Young Cow. And Twilight going a bit sideways. No wonder they go moo. I like the way you move.
You gotta move it.
Oh, bloody hell. SRI Art Pal side by side. SGP not close enough for the move, but that 3-way battle behind them could get interesting. Gary coming in! Is it like a wrecking ball? No, he's managed to just sort of avoid everybody slotting ahead of SRI. I don't think there was any contact in there. Art Pal now. Oh, SGP's had a shocking 1 and 2 and 3 because he's dropped back from Jason. Oh.
Yeah, Conrad behind SRI and
no, he's not.
Gary behind that. But no, he's gone
Up the inside. That's a risky one with 2 cars next to one. Art Pal ends up out wide. It is a bit of a risky one, that, isn't it? A 4.
Yeah, don't know if any of that was help Art Pal out there, or Art Pal was either just trying to give the space or missed his braking point. As Conrad's on the back. Conrad's on the back of SGP now, so this will fill up SG's mirrors and maybe let Jason have a breather.
Maybe, quite possibly. Just so you know, we are 10 laps into this race. This seems to have gone quite quick so far, these 10 laps. Twilight currently at the back there, trying to close in on Gary. SRI's got a decent run on Conrad. Conrad really could do with hooking up to SGP's slipstream, but I don't think he's got it. Art Pal bump drafting SRI, is he? No, he's now bump drafting Conrad. No, he's bump drafting SRI. Is he going to switch again?
Sure.
I actually
No, he's going in the middle.
No, he's going to the outside.
Oh, no.
I was going to say, I'd go to the outside there. When two cars side by side in front of you go to the outside, it gives you the opportunity of a double switchback on the exit of 3. Gary, wow! Oh, that's not the kind of switchback I was thinking of. But yeah, so Art Pal in this situation now got the run, got the speed, could go left. Is he going to go? He's having a look.
Oh,
He's
free wide.
of it.
Oh, yeah. Conrad's late on the brakes.
Yeah, it's not helped him on the exit of the corner though, has it? I mean, that's one of the downsides with if you're sort of late and hard on the brakes, if you're late and hard on the brakes around here, it does tend to compromise your corner exit speed and where you position your car, because you do tend to end up running a little bit wider. SRI and Alpam still side by side. Jason still with SGP right up his trumpet. Alpam may have a decent position here, got his nose in. He can get up alongside into the Vico de Pato. He's kind of backed out a little bit. I think I'd have gone in there a little. Well, I suppose he doesn't want to understeer into SRI, does he? Don't want to poke the bear.
What's poke the bear?
Ask Kirsty. She can say it to you next time. Come on then. Poke the bear.
You calling her a bear?
No. I say nothing else.
SGP's dropped back.
Maybe he's struggling with young Cal. I mean, that's the thing. If you struggle a little bit with that corner, you are going to struggle all the way up the hill. You can lose a lot of time. So Arpal this time staying behind Conrad. Is he going to go? Oh no, sorry, behind SRI. He's looking for that double switch again. Oh, but a bit of contact with Connor on this occasion. And Connor spun around. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Now
Oh, here's the leaders. Who's this? Oh, Demon R. And Steve F1. They're not really dropping away from each other, are they? Or one moving away and one's dropping back. They're kind of staying status quo. Oh, SRI sliding around turn 4. I'll give Twilight the opportunity.
I'm just trying to have a look to see whether Arpal. It doesn't look like Arpal's waiting for Gary. Waiting for Conrad. Oh, SRI up the inside of Twilight. So I'm guessing.
I think that was a switchback because Twilight was on the inside,
Oh, he's on.
As he came out of turn 5, he was in the inside for turn 6, but he must have went deep.
Yeah. Twilight just tried another switch back, didn't quite work. Arpal nearly got the move done. So yeah, I was going to say that Arpal hasn't waited for Conrad, so maybe there was more to that than we saw. That Arpal was thinking that it wasn't of his doing, because if it was, I think wait, Twilight trying to fend off Arpal at the moment. SRI's broken away a little bit. He's creaking. It would be interesting to see the leaders' lap times at the moment. You mentioned about how they're not really separated or anything like that, but, which would suggest that they're doing similar lap times. Arpal, though, having another look at the inside of SRI. Gary having a look at the inside of Twilight. Camera angles aren't the best around here, are they? Or SRI would have been.
No, he must have the corner.
That is it. Now, interesting as well, turn 3, this one here. Oh, Twilight's wide! That'll be a penalty. That'll be a slam dunky, not funky penalty for you.
Arpal's making a look on SRI into turn 4 as he gave him the room. He's going to have that inside line that might help him just get that wee bit forward for turn 6 so he can defend it, but I don't know if Conrad's pushing SRI along to keep Arpal on the outside, and let's see what we go in here. We're going to go 3 wide, or we're going to keep it 2 by 2?
At the moment, 2. Connor did the right thing there, though, I think, by keeping Arpal on the outside. It kept him on the outside all the way through those corners, and it'll keep him on the outside now. Connor will get the run out of the corner. Yes, so gets that one covered off. And that now puts Gary in position to go for a sneaky overtake. So yeah, Art Pal sort of hung out to dry up to 6. And that's exactly what I was saying about I do not want to be on the outside of turn 6. There is no fun there. Gary having a look up the inside at Young Cow. Side by side they go. Conrad dipping a wheel. That could compromise him a bit. We should get away with it though. As once again we head down towards the finish line.
Yeah, and these are catching back up with SGP and Jason. It's like a bungee cord. On you go. Nope, come back here. On you go. Nope, come back here.
Conrad and Conrad making the move on SRI into 1 there. That compromises SRI, who's now got Art Pal up alongside him. Can Art Pal hold on to it on the inside? I think he can. He's now ahead of SRI. That might give Gary a run at SRI as well. Art Pal having a look at Connor and SRI having a look at both of them. Art Pal giving Connor a bump draft though. Oh, Jason's gone wide. This will really help the others catch up as SGP makes the move. It's unlike Jason to make a mistake like that.
No, and then SRI's on it, hung out on the outside now, so is it his turn to get hung out to dry through these corners?
I hope your bar's been doing the washing because you're getting hung out to dry. So yeah, SGP now ahead of Jason. I mean, interesting. I think Jason has been phenomenal all championship, but I just think Jason in this car at this track is a combination that for him isn't necessarily working. I don't quite think he's sort of been on the pace of the likes of Demon R and Steve F1. So he's not been able to sort of break away, and maybe it is down to he can't be his fully consistent self around this track, given the nature of the corners. I don't know. We should ask him.
It's alright. Deep in the background.
Oh, very good! Oh, yeah, nearly. Young Cow. Yeah, you want to go and have a look at Young Cow at Milk It? Alright. Shocking things. Okay, on the pack cam, it looks like we're riding on board with Demon R. It's a shame we haven't got a full screen shot of that. It should be quite interesting to see how he's getting through the lap. Jason, though, putting a bit of
Somebody went straight on in the background there. I don't know who it was.
It was... I've no idea. Oh, cameraman.
Yeah, that was a thing SGP was talking about doing the footage. He kind of took these bands, didn't he?
Yep.
Oh, Jason going for a look. SGP's just kind of leaned in on him.
Yeah. Connor may have a bit of a run now. I think it was SRI that went deep. So after having gone off up the hill, he went off again at turn 1. Okay, so SGP fended off Jason. Jason got Connor all over the back of him. Jason's now going to have to defend. I mean, one of the good things, one of the things that's good to do around here is when you're practicing is to practice driving the defensive lines through this middle sector, through all the sectors actually, because chances are you're going to have to do it during the race, and if you don't get your braking right for it, you will just lose so much time. But if you get it right, you can defend and keep a fairly decent pace, because if you're defending from a car behind, chances are they're going to be defending from a car behind them. So you can kind of park the bus and let people get on at the back.
That reminds me of... Oh, Twilight!
I wasn't watching what happened.
I don't know, it was sideways coming out of... well, after, it was quite a bit after Young Cow.
Jason going defense.
SRI's not here either.
Oh, yeah, he's not. SRI's dropped down to 8th. Gary was a little later on the brakes there than Arpal, but Arpal able to do the switch back on him. I mentioned earlier, the later you are on the brakes here, the slower you'll be on the corner exits. Okay, so Conrad. Oh, SGP's broken away from Jason now. It's the first time he's been able to break away at any point. Arpal trying to go around the outside to Gary. Oh, Conrad trying to get the power down. And the power says, meow. Oh, Art Pal's gone wide.
What? Yeah.
What's happened there?
I don't know. Was they given too much room?
Well, it's made the move now. It's a nice overtake into 6. Maybe they were busy chatting about Connor getting sideways. Jimmy's not here today, so someone's got to do it.
Yeah, somebody's got to take his position.
Absolutely. Oh, Art Pal deep on the brakes. He should be okay though, because he'll be on the inside of this left-hander, and that's where you want to be. You don't want to be on the outside because you run the risk of running wide. Gary though, he's going to look for a switchback and have a look at these. I mean, I wouldn't generally try and make a move in the final corner. I'd try and get someone out of position and try and get the run up the hill, and maybe on the last lap I might go for it. If I didn't think I could, like for example here, if Gary did this and realised, oh crap, I can't actually get past the car by the finish line, then I might go for it. At the moment though, Conrad is, oh Gary!
Oh,
Wow! He's got it there, so
Jason.
fast he's disappeared.
I think Jason actually seen him and straightened up the steering.
Quite possibly. That was definitely a shit moment. That's for certain. That has allowed Conrad to make a move. Oh, you know what? It's starting to look a little bit misty down at turn 4.
You've just went dead.
Oh, that's weird. Yeah, it's starting to look a bit misty down at turn 4. Hello?
Yeah, I hear you.
All right, okay, just making sure. I'll just make sure my heart hadn't stopped me saying that. Just a bit dead. Oh, Jason having a look up
Jason.
inside of Conrad. Conrad having none of it. I'm wondering if I'm going dead because I don't know if I'm too high or I'm just talking for too long and it's cutting me off.
I don't know. Let me try one more setting that I've heard people talk about.
Okay, so we've still got Conrad with Jason all over. Oh, it's definitely getting misty. Thankfully, rain is not on the forecast today. On the pack cam, we're looking at Steve F1. No, we're looking at SGP now. And now we're looking at Conrad, looking back at Jason and Arpam. Conrad could be at risk here of being attacked by Jason. I'm sure Jason would do it politely though. He's not Indian, but Twilight giving Gary a bit of a bump draft. 4 wide, 3 wide. Twilight backs out of it, don't blame him. Jason and Connor side by side, they get through. Gary manages to get through, nice move. Art Pal tucks him behind. Jason, is he going to try and hook left? He is, he's going to. Oh, Gary's going to hook right, holy cow. I think Art Pal's waiting, so maybe Art Pal collected him. Jason is going for it. Side by side they go. May not have the speed on the exit of the corner. Is Connor going to defend up to 6? Is Jason going to try and switch in? He's looking.
Yeah. Oh, I thought he was.
It looked like he was going to, didn't he?
Yeah. It's not looking here. Might just follow him through here and hope for turn 1.
Quite possibly. As SGP has definitely broken away from Conrad now. Twilight getting into this fight a little bit. Interesting, Conrad going for that wide entry still, which is fine as long as the car behind isn't going for the move on you. Then it'll be down to Young Cow. We'll have to see how hard on the brakes is. Hold on, the brakes is going to be at Young Cow. He can carry the speed, or whether Jason's perhaps a little bit smoother. I think Jason may have been a little bit smoother. He's already sort of gaining a bit. Here comes SRI though, and Twilight. Is he going to bump draft? Twilight is. Or is he going to be a 3-way bump?
Oh, looks like it. Oh, I thought no, it does spread out.
Well, that's
it's like Moses.
That would give Connor a chance. Yes, Jason though sort of stayed defensive. Might compromise him down here. Funny enough, talking about hard on. What do you call a rabbit with a bent dick? And actually, what do you call Twilight with a bent dick?
I don't know.
Buck's funny.
Alright. Oh, SRI's late on the brakes. He's trying to go round the outside of Jason. He can't make it.
No,
But nah, it's gave Twilight the inside line, but then Twilight's going to have the outside line for this. It's a horrible corner because you kind of want to try it. You go to the apex and then you leave the apex and then you cut the next apex.
Absolutely. I mean, in some race cars, you might just ignore the first apex. These aren't race cars, though, so if you ignore the first apex, chances are you end up just running wider and wider. And in these cars, you do have to take that corner painfully slow. Like, for example, I know I'm used to driving race cars around here, and in comparison, yeah, having to slow down as much as you do in this car, it feels so wrong. But yeah, it is the other way. Jason O'Connor's gone a little bit deep. Oh, SRI with that power on wiggle.
Is it enough?
No, it's not, because Art Power's going to run.
Yeah.
Looking at the pack cam, Demon R into turn 1, Steve F1 still within close proximity.
Gary's coming through. Gary's pushing SRI through, so what's going to happen here?
Jason going full on defensive once again. Oh, Gary just tagging the side of Art Power there, the side by side. Oh, I think one of them's I think Art Power may have tagged Gary, and Gary tagged Twilight. That frees up SRI to attack Jason. Jason's going to go defensive. Yeah, this will help Conrad. He'll be looking in his mirrors thinking, okay, I can have a breather, don't make an error. Oh, SRI trying to switch.
I don't think he's there.
I think you're right. I think Art Pal's got a better chance. Is he going to hang it around the outside? No. Yes. Is he ahead? No.
I can't see.
It's not. It switched to the other side. Jason went full on defensive again. Jason definitely. There's something about Jason. He does not want to be overtaken up the inside this season, does he?
No, he doesn't.
Well,
Art Pal's went wide, so that's going to let Gary up beside him. But Gary's he's going for a switchback, Gary here. But he needs to be careful because Twilight's on his inside, so he might not get this switchback done.
Yeah, he can't.
He's having to stay out wide. So
he's managed to stay ahead of Twilight, but not attack Arpal having a look into Young Cow. He had a look and thought better of it. Okay, so what's going to happen this time around? Lap 20.
Jason's got a better exit, but we've got a freeway bump. Was it going to be 4? No, SRI's went defensive. Is he took the spot for Jason? Can Jason defend it?
He can't defend the inside this time. Is he going to get past? Oh, I think Gary may have just tagged the back of SRI. Jason was definitely overtaken on the inside on this occasion.
Oh, Twilight. Twilight's lost it as well.
Oh no, Twilight! Oh, I'm sure he'll make up for it with a fun weekend. For anyone that's wondering what happened, he's got plans this weekend. Jason's caught up to Jason's going for it late on the. Oh, look at how deep he's going. He tried it late on the brakes, and yeah, that was a beautiful example of what happens if you get it a touch too late on the brakes. He just couldn't get it slowed down in time, could he?
No, and he's Art Pal couldn't make a move on him. He's went back to defending the inside.
Yeah, that he has. I also think Gary may have waited for SRI. I'm not sure. They're both at the back now, with SRI ahead of Gary. So that sort of created a bit of a gap here where Jason can focus forward. But yeah, that little moment at 4 could compromise him. But if you're Conrad now, you're going to be thinking, okay, Jason's willing to go for it.
Oh, big slide around that corner before Young Cow.
Yeah. So Conrad's he's going a little bit wide there. Dip to wheel. Jason's in the slipstream. I mean, one thing I would say is, with a few of the drivers here, if they bump drafted each other all the way up towards the braking zone, they would gain so much more time. Stay in the slipstream. Stay in the slipstream.
I think no. Oh no, the spread.
So Jason determined once again to not be overtaken on the inside. Might compromise himself for a switch. Now, interestingly, Jason's doing everything he needs to after turn 1 and before turn 2. Oh, up!
Well, on that curb, you don't want to be that much on that curb.
Definitely not. Definitely not.
He's not really lost much time, but yeah, that was a big moment.
Jason, defensive line once again. I mean, maybe that's why Jason struggled going for the over. He's been so defensive that going attacking for a moment was unnatural. Twilight's going to get a ton of understeer here and go wide. Or is he going to tuck in for a switch?
Oh, SRI's looking.
SRI's there.
Twilight's wide.
Oh, that's unlucky for Twilight. He was so close to getting the switch back in, and then SRI just steals the space. It's frustrating when that happens. Oh, SRI has made the move. It's frustrating when it happens. When you set someone up lovely and then someone else appears, and you're like, where did you come from? But it's the way the cookie crumbles sometimes.
Yeah. So we've got Jason, he's just hanging on there with Conrad. He's not getting that close to get an opportunity of sticking it down inside, and these fighting behind him isn't even helping him, because one of them could be bum drafting him up and bringing it a wee bit closer, but now they're all close going into turn 1.
Absolutely.
Let's see what happens here. Jason's in the middle of the road. He's not fully defending that line. Yeah.
I mean, it is interesting. I mean, literally, if one car gave Jason a bump drafting to get that little bit closer into Conrad's slipstream. But I think because Jason's having to go defensive as early as he is, he's losing out on any slipstream. And it's compromising the speed at the end of the straight. And then defending here. Is SRI going to do a switch back? He's going to try.
But then there's Jason's going to want that for SRI to do the switchback, so he's on the outside. But then, and now Artpal's in the gap that SRI would try and do a switchback. SRI's still holding it around the outside on the pack cam as we come to the leaders. Well, we'll put this lap in 1 lap to go.
Well, yeah. I mean, looking at the lap times as well, I mean, the lap times we see on the screen there from Steve F1, they're all in the 46s, so which would suggest that Demon R and Steve F1 have been doing very, very similar lap times. This is the closest, actually, Steve F1 has been since the start of the race, as Jason is all over the back of Conrad with a little bit of a gap behind him this time. So the leaders coming up the hill to start the final lap of the race. Conrad's just had a teeny-weeny little wiggle. And so lap 24 underway. Is Jason going to get caught by the pack? I think he is. Yeah,
Jason hasn't had the run. He's actually went for their part as Steve F1 is closing on Demon R.
He is. Look how early Jason went defensive. He was right by the pit entry. Here comes SRI round the outside. Side by side now. Jason won't mind him having the inside here. He'll have the inside of the next corner unless SRI's ahead. Can Steve F1 do anything about Demon R? Couple of corners in this middle sector could be critical. I think they're still side by side, Jason and SRI.
Yeah, it looks like it.
Oh, yeah. Oh, no, Jason goes in hotter on the brakes. Now Pal's got in there up alongside SRI as well. Okay, the leaders.
But it's outside for 6, so that's not really going to help Artpal.
No, Jason will love
Steve
it.
F1 a bit late there, deep there.
Maybe. SRI, I bet he's up the inside of Artpal there, up the inside of 6. Yes, he is. They're side by side, and Twilight and Gary are right there as well. Steve F1 is really trying to close that gap. His last lap was a 45.8. Can he do anything? Into Young Cow. I think he's too far back to go for a lunge. But can he get a better exit? Taking a bit more curb at the apex. And it's a sprint. Okay, a slow sprint to the finish line for them. I think Demonar's going to hold on. He's going to get it. Jason going deep on the brakes. Really closing in on Conrad. Demonar, though, is going to take the victory. Well done to him. Just ahead of Steve F1. SGP, we're not seeing him for a while. He's going to be in third. Jason, after braking quite late at Young Cow, was dropped off. He's going to be under pressure. He's definitely under pressure. Bouncing the barrier. And they all cross the line in those positions. Wow. I say those positions because I'm not certain what positions they cross the line in. But yeah. Wow, what a race. That was just bonkers.
Yeah, like, even for the front two to start having that chance of a fight, and then the back still picking up their. Well, they've been fighting all race, but they were picking it up more. You can see it's like it's the last lap. Let's go.
Absolutely. I mean, it's a very interesting result there regarding the championship. Because what Jason was leading by 20 points to SGP, so SGP will have closed the gap by a point or two. Demonar and Steve F1 have closed the gap as well, but for Jason, Demonar winning and Steve F1 finishing second actually is not a bad result for him because of the amount of points gap he had over them. I'll tell you actually, I'm going to just have a look at what the standings were before the race, just so I can... so Jason was 20 points ahead of SGP, 30 ahead of Steve F1 and Demonar. So Jason's still more than 27 points ahead of Steve F1 and Demonar. And Conrad was in third, and Jason's only finished one place behind Conrad. So he's still 20 plus points. So for Jason, I mean, you might say he's had a bit of an unsuccessful race, a tough race. But actually, points-wise, it's not hurt him at all.
No, Conrad not finished fourth.
Yeah, ahead of Jason.
I thought you said he finished third.
Maybe. He's
I
might have said he's in the third, because he's in third.
Oh, right.
Standings, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, so
Okay.
finished fourth. Yeah, SGP finished third. So if I did say finished third, I didn't mean it. He's in third in the standards. But yeah, so for Jason, not a bad event, really.
No, not too many positions lost or points given away. Sorry, but yeah, where we all.
Oh, I've just lost your audio.
Oops.
Oh.
I can't remember.
I don't know. I don't know what you're saying. I just lost you, and then I had that noise again.
I don't know what noise that is because I'm not hearing it. And I'm not seeing messages coming through anywhere to
It's weird, isn't it?
make it that noise.
I mean, I don't know what noise it could be. Maybe it's this.
My life!
No, it's not that. But no, yeah, it's basically like the Windows or messaging note sound that makes like doodle-doo. Maybe you got Facebook Messenger on. No, because that'd be good.
No.
That'd be a bit more mental, I reckon. But yeah, great race. Next track.
I can't remember. Well, because there's something up. Yeah, there is something up with my settings. I've got mine audio engine open and I can see something.
Well,
Is it that?
nope. I'm wondering if it's because
No.
Steve F1 is showing online on Discord.
No, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Right, so I can't see where my microphones went now.
Well, I can still hear you, so that's the main thing. Well, while you play about with
yeah.
that, I'll talk a little bit about the next track.
What about my microphone settings?
Well, I can hear you, so that's all right.
No, it seems to have, because my microphone was on another setting somewhere, and yeah, and I could see that it was making some sort of noise, but I don't know what noise it was trying to make. So it might have been that. I don't know.
Okay, so next track, Grand Van.
Grand Van. Oh,
Grand Van
yeah,
Highway, the long one.
high speed, and then quite a few 90-degree turns near enough.
Yeah, I must admit, I know I've not done a track guide video for quite a while. I'm tempted to do one for this track because it is a bit of an unknown. And there's some of the corners where, I mean, there's one of the corners, about turn 5, where you come down a fast downhill section and you think you got loads of road to the hairpin, but you haven't, because it's so downhill, and the point you need to be on the brakes to make the corner will surprise a lot of people. So I might do a quick video on that one, just to give people a bit of a helping hand. Excuse me. Now, it is the track. No, it's not the track that we used in the Dirty Championship with the Rosses, because it's the longer version with the extra bit of circuit and chicane near the end. So it is a track that we haven't used before, but it's one of those, I think, where it's a horrible, nasty track until you get into the rhythm of it. Once you found the rhythm of it, it's actually not too bad, because there's a few corners around there where you're slowing down for a corner, but actually that's still the slowing down zone for the corner that's right next to it. So yeah, it's a bit of an awkward one, really. But what isn't awkward is the video that we put out on Friday night revealing the next championship car, Ray.
Yeah.
Did your brain just have to think then, hang on, but it's Friday today, what video did we put out? And then go, oh, well, hang on, this goes out on Sunday, so we're all right to talk about it.
Yeah. I think it's a great car, and it might be better for. I'm trying to word it. Well, it will be better for racing, but I think if you're missing breaking points and hitting into people, or not got the grip.
Are you trying to say if anyone's struggling with the transition of going from race cars to not race cars and then going back to race cars? Because, I mean, I know I struggle sometimes with jumping in a car like we're using at the moment and trying to break up race car points, and it doesn't work.
Yeah, like jumping into a race car, you kind of we know the braking points roughly for the racing cars, and sometimes I think you put it at the head on the nail the other night, saying that sometimes a wee bit of lack of concentration, you forget that you're not in a race car, and you try and brake there, and that's when you mess up.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's very easily done. But yeah, I mean, with race cars, so I mean, the Aston Martin's a phenomenal car, sounds phenomenal. It has plenty of grip, but it can also get a little bit loose on the rear if you're too aggressive with it. You definitely have to drive it, but it is an absolutely brilliant car, and hopefully the drivers will enjoy driving that. As for the settings and stuff like that, what format the season is going to take, those things will be announced once we've decided them, basically. Because we have a process of how we set up the seasons. Like, we work out what car we're going to use, we work out what tracks we're going to use, and then we work out exactly what settings we're going to use. I suppose what we can do is we can say there is going to be some form of tyre wear and some form of fuel wear as well. So this is the point. The next championship is where we go, right, now it's time to start racing, boys, in our race cars. So, yeah.
Yeah, and then I reckon there's a couple of seasons that we've had in well, was the GRM, that was kind of a racing car?
Well, it was a tuner. It was a tuner car, so it was a road car. It's like this Nismo. It's a road car that's been tuned up, but it's not quite a race car. So, yeah.
Yeah, so a couple of seasons of that it helps drivers, especially the ones that just came to GT7 before we started going on GT7, get their credits up so that they can buy the car they need for the next season, any tyres they need for next season, and
not that, get used to the slightly different physics on the game. I mean, that's another thing as well. I mean, on GT Sport, we were quite used to using like racing tyres, and obviously the last two championships haven't been on racing tyres, so there's going to be differences there with how the cars drive and handle. And even then, I mean, most of the race cars on GT7, they come as standard with racing hards, and we wouldn't normally race with racing hards, and the race cars can be a little bit temperamental on the racing hard tyres, and it can make you think, oh, these aren't very good. But then it depends on what tyres you use. But yeah, so it gives the drivers, we've tried to give the drivers a chance to get used to the game, used to the physics, for us to make sure that what we want to do within a league works, can be done, like with the settings, and there's still stuff that we want GT to bring in. Yeah.
And the drivers have got the credits to get the car and the tyres that they need for racing, or else it's a bummer for them.
Yeah, so boys, get earning some money if you ain't got it, because you're going to bloody need it. Okay. Last G spot, I missed a few things, didn't I? So we're going to have to have another G spot come in. But I want to know, Ray, what's the difference between a G spot and a golf ball?
Depends if you got home in one.
You know, no, a guy will actually search for a golf ball. Which is true, actually. There's that noise. Did you disconnect?
Yeah.
That was the noise. The disconnecting noise.
What? It's not. Nothing's coming through. I've changed all the settings. Have you got pings coming through your Discord?
Yeah, this one. Right, hang on, wait. That noise.
I'm not hearing that at all.
Oh, so when I left, you didn't hear the noise that it makes? Oh, well.
Yeah.
See, that was a slightly different noise, maybe. Anyway. Right. Is there anything else you'd like to mention before we go and look at the confirmed race result and the championship standings?
I don't think so. Unless that's a trick question.
It was a trick question. I got one more question for you. How is a woman like a road? Both have manholes.
I don't know. I was going to say leads to nowhere or something.
Leads to nowhere. You got a worse opinion of women than I do, and you're married. Leads to nowhere. It's just a dead end. Right, okay. Thank you, Ray, for joining us on commentary.
No worries. Thank you for having me. Thank you, drivers, for the race, and other admins and that behind the scenes doing their part as well.
Yep, absolutely.
Next the league go.
What makes it? I was going to say what makes it stop the brakes. Right. Sound like Gary Neville on his podcast now. Right. Let's have a look then at the conference races and the championship standings.
Ta-da!
Bernard then with a victory and a maximum of 20 points ahead of Steve F1 in second place, 17 points for him. SGP in third on 15. Connor in fourth on 13 points. Jason holds on to fifth in 12 points. And then we've got SRI in sixth on 11. Art Powell seventh with 10. Gary in eighth on 9. And Twilight in ninth on 8. Now there were no reports placed. I don't know if that's because nothing happened in the race. I would doubt that. What I would say is I think there were a lot of apologies throughout the race from drivers making a few errors around that track, and maybe a few drivers getting a little bit frustrated with a few nudges up the rear. It's alright when it's a bump draft though. Okay, so what has that done to the standings? Well, Jason now on 85 points, 17 ahead of SGP, and 22 ahead of Demon R, who's jumped up ahead of Conrad by 1 point now. Connor down to 4th. Steve F1, although he had a good result, he's actually dropped a position, so he's down to 5th place on 60 points. And then we've got SRI in 6th on 49, Twilight in 7th on 48, so ever so close between those two. And then Jimmy and Formula Gary now tied for 8th place on 40 points each. And then we've got Art Powell in 10th on 35, Rich Blues 1 point behind him in 11th place. Then we've got a bit of a gap down to Dave in 12th on 19 and Bob in 13th on 18 points. Okay, as we mentioned, the next track is one that we haven't used before in the DGT League. It is a tricky one, but if I do get a chance, I will do a quick sort of lap guide on it. The only thing is, I don't really know it myself, so yeah, it's not an easy one, but I will try and do it so at least people can watch it, and if I make mistakes then you'll hopefully learn from my mistakes. Right, thanks for watching, listening. You know what to do. Hit the like, subscribe, notifications bell. Merch is in the description if you want it, and if what you want isn't there, just ask and we'll see if we can make it for you. Right, have a good one everybody, thanks for watching, and we'll see you all again soon.